Hi, this is Dan from Pool & Spa TV. Today we're at the Artesian Spas plant in Las Vegas, Nevada, and today we're going to show you how they build a hot tub spa.
The three most important things that you need in order to make a hot tub spa is a really cool state-of-the-art production plant, some really smart engineers to design every detail of all the different spa models you want to make, and ultimately, one experienced director of operations to make sure it all goes smoothly.
My name is Joe Gomez. I'm the Director of Operations for Artesian Spas. We moved here to Las Vegas in 2005. We can produce spas fairly quick. And the way we laid up our facility, it allows us to be flexible on how many units we can produce a day. We build to demand. We don't build to stock, which means that if one day we receive 50 orders, we're equipped to be able to maximize those opportunities and produce those 50 spas. But if we were to get 100 spas, we can just shift our capacities and resources slightly, and we will be able to produce that too. We're fortunate to have a very creative individual within Artesian, Manny Sanchez, which is our creative designer here, and also our senior VP executive here. And most of the designs that you see with Artesian is a combination of his designs and working with the rest of the executives.
What we're going to show you right now is this. This is an actual mold for one of the spas. Once they design it with AutoCAD and the computer, they then actually take this material here, and this is all hand molded and routed so that you can get the shape that the particular design calls for. If you look here really close, what they do in the mold is they drill these teeny little holes all the way around it, and that's what allows the vacuum form machine that you see suck that acrylic right into it. This has a suction that's created, and then the hot acrylic is on top of this, and then the air gets pulled through this, and that's what makes the acrylic have that form. When you pick the kind of spa that you want, you'll always see that you have a lot of choices in the color of the acrylic. Acrylic comes in these big 8-foot by 8-foot sheets. Some of them are even more, but the standard acrylic piece is 8 by 8, and they come in all different colors. And you can see here, we have them stockpiled on these shelves. And then basically what they do is they pick out which color the particular spa is, and then they bring this over to the vacuum form machine. What we're going to show you right now is the actual guts of the vacuum forming machine. These are all the switches, and these are the actual hydraulics that control what happens to that machine when it sucks the piece of acrylic into the mold. All of this is all pre-programmed, so it knows exactly how much air to suck out of what part, and it also knows how hot the acrylic has to be for the particular mold that they're using. Okay, what we're going to show you right now is actually how they pull the acrylic into the shape of the spa. This is a fully computer-controlled vacuum former right here. What you see here is the molded mold for what the spa is going to be. This is actually going to be a swim spa, and what they're going to do is put a piece of acrylic on top of this, and it actually gets sucked into this mold, and that's what makes the shape of the acrylic shell that you see. So let's take a look at that right now. Okay, this is what the shell looks like once it comes out of the mold. You can see that the piece of acrylic, it's still the same thickness here, but it's actually stretched to make this particular shape. What they do is they pull it out and they put it on these braces here, and then they tape it all up and they get it ready for the next step. After the piece of acrylic comes out of the vacuum molding machine, it has to be flipped over and they spray fiberglass directly onto the back of the acrylic for added strength. This is actually a bin full of fiberglass. These are the fiberglass cables that are being sucked out of this box and onto the back of the spa shell. After the fiberglass is sprayed onto the back of the shell, it's rolled to make sure that it's evenly coated throughout. What we're going to show you now is the station where they drill the actual holes into the piece of acrylic to put all of the jets and the fittings. These big blue machines are air handlers. When you cut into the piece of acrylic and the fiberglass, you get little pieces of fiberglass that could come off of it, and that could be deadly, it could be toxic. So what they've done here at Artesian Spas is they've installed this $1 million air handling system, and what it does is as the guys are inside, they're drilling, it sucks all of the pieces of fiberglass out and it puts it through a big filtration system so there's no toxic emissions that come out of the plant. Let's take a look at where they do this. This is one of the shells that's already been flipped over and it has the fiberglass on top of it. If you notice here, these raised areas, this is where the jets have to be. So you're actually looking at the back of the shell and these holes have to be drilled out. If you take a look over here, this is one of the workstations, and this spa already has some holes cut out of it. Well, this is a $1 million air purification machine. This is what's hooked up to the other side inside the factory there. And what this does is it actually filters out any of the contaminants, fiberglass, dust, anything that happens in that factory gets filtered out right here so that any of the exhaust that blows back into the air has no contaminants in it. The next job for the spa is to have the actual jets installed through those holes in the shell. If you take a look over here, you see what they're doing is they're actually taking all the different jet fittings and they're screwing them into the holes in the acrylic shell. As you see, the gentleman is using a blue primer glue right there to put the hoses in, and all of these things have to be actually hand glued. Once again, all of these jets have to be hand installed into the shell. You can see how they're all screwed in and all of the different piping here is glued so you make sure that you don't have any leaks. This is a very involved process. As you can see, there's all of these different kind of fittings that are used. And basically, the more elaborate spa that you buy, the more elaborate the plumbing is going to be on the other side. Years ago, when they first started to make hot tubs, all the plumbing in hot tubs were done with PVC pipe. They either used a 1/2 inch or 1.5 inch PVC pipe, and every single corner and bend had to be glued. Nowadays, they use this flexible pipe. This flexible pipe is pretty firm, but you can make angles like this with the pipe so that you can have a lot going on where these jets are, and every single area where it curves, you don't need another glued fitting. So with this, you can be a lot more elaborate, and the fact that these are glued and clamped, you're never gonna have a leak with a spa like this. The other benefit is that this stuff will expand to a certain extent. So if by some chance you ever have water in here over the winter and it freezes, this is not gonna split apart just like a piece of PVC would. After the spa is all plumbed up, the next thing that has to be done is the frame for the cabinet has to be installed. Over here, you'll see these guys, they have the spa flipped upside down, and this is the actual framework that the cabinetry is going to be installed on. Once again, in here, you can see how elaborate the plumbing is for a system like this, and all of the different tubes that are both glued and clamped to make sure there are no leaks. After the wood frame is installed around the spa, the next step is to put the equipment in. The equipment would be the heater, the pump, the filter, and any other accessories that actually have to get screwed to this frame. Then we're ready for water testing. The next thing that they're going to do is actually water test the spa. Water testing involves filling the spa with water and putting it through its paces. They turn on all the jets, all the pumps, they make sure the lights work, the heater, the electronics, and actually check every single fitting in the spa to make sure that it doesn't leak. What we're seeing now is them actually installing the foam insulation into the spa cabinet. This really keeps all of your heat inside your spa. Some of the companies put full foam insulation like you see him doing right here, and some of the companies just put insulation on the shell. The plant that we're at today, the Artesian Spas plant, you could order it either way. You could have it with just the insulation on the shell, or you could have it full foam like what he's doing right here. This is a piece of synthetic wood. This is what they use to make the spa cabinets out of here at Artesian Spas. These come in a variety of different colors and different grain textures. And what these guys are doing here right now is they're putting together the side panels which are going to go onto the spa. Once all of the panels are assembled into the proper sizes, what the guys have to do is they actually have to affix them to that wood frame. This, for example, is one of the pieces for the corner, and this is going to get attached right to here. Well, this is almost the end of the line for the hot tub. This is where they take the spa, do all the final inspections, actually clean it, check all the cabinetry, and make sure everything is perfect in the spa before they wrap it. And now all that's left is the last step, which is to wrap the spa up so it can be put on a truck and shipped right out to you. Well, here you have it. This is a completed Artesian Platinum Series hot tub. This is a fairly deluxe model here, and it's equipped with both a stereo system and a flat screen TV. It has some fountains and it even has lights in the pillows. So I hope this video went a long way to showing you how they build a spa. My name's Dan Harrison from Pool & Spa TV, and happy tubbing!